It's the National Football League on EA Sports.
As we see a team who left LA take on a team who came back home.
It's the Bolts and the Raiders on Thursday night primetime.
Now, from the home of the Raiders since 2020, we're inside the spectacular Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen here in the booth. Partner, these are a couple of teams that struggled a year ago, finished out of the playoffs. They were under 500, but that's what you love about the NFL. A new season brings renewed optimism.
Absolutely, and really, Mike, a lot of new faces at critical places. I mean, there is a lot of new pieces to the puzzle here, both coaching staff and the roster of players. They believe last year is over. They do not think there is any correlation between the squad they're planning to put on the field today and that one that we saw really go through some growing pains and struggles just a year ago.
All right, we're just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So here come the Chargers, the offense getting set to come out, led by their quarterback, the 6th overall pick in the 2020 draft. It's Justin Herbert.
His skill set can be determined by the letter A. Arm talent, accurate, athletic, and he's got a kind of aura about him. There's something special that they know when he's under center, we have a shot. First-round pick. He's got everything you want for the quarterback position. He needs to take that next step from being a legitimate bona fide franchise quarterback to a superstar in the NFL. These hitch routes, they're usually just designed to pick up a few safe yards. An easy completion, get some rhythm for your quarterback. However, this time, he's able to make a little magic happen after the catch and turn it into something much bigger than even they were probably anticipating.
Throwing, Herbert. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started. One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's second down. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. That's pulled in. Najee Harris. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
Like, I love studying the NFL and just seeing the amount of ways NFL coordinators are able to get their running backs now involved in the passing game. They're kind of chess pieces. They can move them out in the slot. They can put them out wide, of course, out of the backfield. It's a big part of today's modern NFL.
And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. And it sets up fourth down.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
On fourth down, out is J.K. Scott to punt for the Chargers. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They're led by their quarterback, number 2 overall pick going back to 2016, the veteran Carson Wentz.
While he may not be the MVP candidate he was just a few years back, there is no question he is someone who still has all the tools to be a successful NFL quarterback. Let's not forget, he was one of the highest paid players in the entire league at one point. Now, it's clear. Those days are obviously in the rearview mirror, but there's no denying he's a great option, and he's going to get his shot here today. Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Now Wentz. He'll go right back to Myers. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the first down.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
3rd and a yard. Here's a first carry for their running back, and he will work his way to the 32. That's enough for a first down.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
They'll stay on the ground. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. To throw, Wentz. Looking middle, and he's got Myers. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
Handoff here, up the middle, and he is crushed in the backfield. Defenders firing through. Shut it down right away for a loss of yardage.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
When you go out and invest in a young guy like this to be part of your backfield's future, you got to find ways to get him involved early, and I think here's a case of doing just that.
1st and 10. Throwing is Wentz. That's caught. It's the tight end, Brock Bowers. That is 14 for the 2nd time. Back-to-back 14-yard gain to the first down.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
Here's Wentz. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike, you never go broke taking a profit. Give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back, allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
To throw, here's Wentz. Open man, that's Trey Tucker. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point. And now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown. This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Back is Wentz. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive, and what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. He's got it inside the 5. That is a gain of 20. What a chance now. 1st and goal coming up.
That's about as big time as you get. There's a saying, Mike, that you really judge your quarterback by his ability to operate, not only on 3rd down, but what they call 3rd and pass, meaning it's such a long down and distance, they have no choice but to air the ball out. And when you can convert 3rd downs at that distance, chances are you got a pretty big-time quarterback.
Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. From the 1, 2nd and goal. Tight end on the move left. They'll try to run this one in. And he will dive into the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Here's Darius Davis to return it. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Chargers offense ready to possess the football for the 2nd time. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. And a nice gain there on 1st down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. One quarter in the books here on a Thursday night. It's the Raiders with the early lead. And we're back in Vegas after this. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Shotgun now for Herbert. Going to get that into the hands of his receiver, Mike Williams. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. When you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, you're going to make for a long day. With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's 3rd down. From the gun, it's Herbert. He's got the open man. That's McConkey. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They send the tight end in motion. Herbert now on 1st down. That is incomplete. Quentin Johnston, the man he was looking for on that one. And it'll lead to a 2nd down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down? Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
Throwing is Herbert on 3rd down. That one on target to Williams. He's got it. 2 receptions for him on this drive. This one good for 16 yards.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
Herbert to the air again. The open man is Johnston. He's got it.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
They'll turn and hand this one off. And the Chargers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
Here's Herbert. He's got his big tight end. Will Dissly. Touchdown, L.A.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
Cameron Dicker, the kicker for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Chargers will level things out at 7 apiece. To level after the touchdown. In time for the kickoff. He fields it at the 8. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Raiders offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Wentz. Oh, a loose football. The Chargers have it. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it, it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it, and which team does a better job taking it away.
So now here comes the Chargers as they get set to take over once more. They'll start in the red zone already. This drive beginning at the 20. Looking middle, and he'll get it complete to McConkey. And the Chargers are going to have a 1st and goal. That tackle's made at the 10-yard line.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
Throwing left side, and it's taken in by Williams. It's for the touchdown, 2nd and goal. They bring the tight end in motion. Fake the handoff. Now Herbert. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
Well, if you're going to target him in the end zone, you better come correct, man, because this guy, he embraces those moments of one-on-one coverage when it matters the most, and I think he just saved 6 by getting his hands on that one.
Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field. Now it's 3rd and goal. Again, they'll throw with Herbert. Taking up, and he's into the end zone. Justin Herbert, touchdown Chargers. He's got another one. His 2nd touchdown of the evening. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown, and Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench, going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field, and results in a nice touchdown.
Here's Dicker out to send this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. His drive will start on the ground, and he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Throwing now from the gun. That's to the right side and caught by Bowers.
Well, give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. 2nd and 6. They'll stick with him again. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. Back to throw. That's a short one, caught by Bowers. And he's going to pick up the 1st down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
This is a great example of where just having situational awareness is so critical in the huddle. When every one of those receivers, Mike, breaks the huddle and go line up, they've got to know where that 1st down marker is. If your route calls, get by it, secure the catch, and bring up a fresh set of downs.
And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a toss, right side. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
Here's 3rd and 7. Now Wentz. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield. On 4th down, A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. On the return for the Chargers, it's Darius Davis. The Chargers offense ready to get back at it. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. Right side and hauled in by McConkey. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical. See if you can get a drive starter. See if you can get an easy completion to kickstart a 2-minute mode, and that's what they got here. Now they got to see if they can go down and steal some points.
Big play after big play to start this drive. 34 for that one.
Defensively, you put so much effort about defending the middle of the field. You know that's the valuable real estate every offense is looking to attack. But what does that do, Mike? It makes you a little susceptible to the throws outside the numbers, and it leads to a chunk play.
Throwing on first down is Herbert. Along the sideline, Williams pulls it in.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Now Herbert again. He connects with Disley. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. Now a timeout Chargers here. That's their second, as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. Herbert to the air again. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's hard to play that ball any better than the way that defender did right there. I mean, to stay patient throughout the entire play and make sure that not only are you in prime position to make it, but then once the ball is there, attack it, knock it down, and save a touchdown.
Throwing again, Herbert. And that is incomplete, but now a penalty flag comes in late. He might have been caught with his hands in the cookie jar. The defense still arguing about that pass interference call, but their focus needs to be a stop. They face 1st and goal. To throw is Herbert. And he's in. Will Disley. Touchdown, Los Angeles. That's his 2nd touchdown so far here in the first half. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
Kicker now for the extra point. The kick is good, and the Chargers will take a 21-7 lead. Time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half, and the kickoff's coming their way. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. And a minimal gain here, only to about the 31. So we hit halftime, and the visiting Chargers are on top as we're off to Orlando. Going to check in with Jonathan Coachman, who's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Michael, thanks very much as we welcome you into our downtown Orlando studios and the EA Sports Halftime Report. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. Played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. To throw, Wentz. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Bowers. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
He gets this one to Tucker. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. A handoff as they try to run it here. And he's going to have a first down. Good run down inside the 45-yard line.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll get 4 on this one. Down inside the 40-yard line now.
4 yards on the pickup.
Here's Wentz. Looking middle, and he's got Myers. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. It is 3rd and inches. Try to pick this one up on the ground. And he's not going to get there. Maybe he's looking for a cutback lane, but that certainly didn't develop. And now it's 4th down.
3rd and short. You think the defense has everybody packed in there real tight. So as a play caller, you're thinking, all right, let's give my running back a chance to stretch and cut. But this defense was ready for all of it. They string them out wide, nowhere to cut, take them down for a loss.
A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. Oh, he's going to be very close. It depends on the mark. But he is short. They've held him on 4th down. They'll begin here on the ground. He'll get in behind his blockers, get forward for a pickup of 3. Big Christian Wilkins, the one who brought him down. 7. Here's a run going left. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
So as we take a look at the box score, Mike, you realize here, they got the lead. We're in the second half, but they don't have a lot of rush yards. It's because they use the passing game to score points and establish the lead. Now, how we judge their run game is from here to the end of the game. Can they pile up yards now in the second half and close this game out?
His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They run out of the gun and tag on a reverse. Oh, what a run. Down inside the 30-yard line.
Boy, they got the block to spring him, and it was a foot race. And when he gets in that foot race, Mike, he's normally good for this type of yardage before anyone's able to run him down.
It is first down and 10. Now a first carry for the Alabama product, Najee Harris. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
It's too early at this point, Mike, to really start thinking about the clock. You definitely don't want to go into a shell. But now this is the point in the game where having a good ground game really starts to take over. You throw to get the lead, but man, once you get it, that ground game, that's what finishes the game off.
There is his tight end, Dissly. And he's into the end zone yet again. Will Dissly. Touchdown, L.A. His big night continues. His third touchdown of the game. And that is the hat trick. What a game. His third touchdown reception of this one.
And nothing they've done to slow him down has worked, Mike. This defense, they're throwing multiple guys at him. They're playing man. They're playing zone. It doesn't matter. This guy is having his way, and he's having a day.
Dicker, good with the extra point. And the Chargers will extend this third quarter lead. After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. To return it, here's Raheem Mostert. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. 2 yards.
Up on a 2nd down and 8. In motion is Myers. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll bring this across the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 3.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. To throw, here's Wentz. Catch made right side by Thomas. A gain of 11 on that one. Good for a Raider first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd down and 5. Back is Wentz. Throw left side, taken in by Thomas. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Now, faking the give. Gets that one complete to his tight end, Bowers. They'll pick up 23 on that one. 1st down, Vegas.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. 2nd down and 7. Up the middle they go. He'll manage only a couple. Denzel Perryman in on the stop. Converted twice on 3rd down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a 3rd time? his man complete. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Las Vegas, first down. First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
So, 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll have more Thursday Night Football after this. Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. Wentz. He'll get this complete to his tight end Bowers. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that. Now the offensive coordinator's got a decision on his hand, Mike. It was 2nd and 1. He decides to go with a conservative run, gets stopped for no gain. He's in the exact same position now on 3rd down. Does he try to change it up, or does he just turn around and hand it off again?
And he will take this one across into the end zone. Carson Wentz. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
He's got it. And the Raiders are able to cut into the deficit. To go once more as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Chargers offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air, and with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump. They just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
Williams in motion. On 2nd down, here's Herbert. Now a screen set up for Harris. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. They'll try to get this one on the ground. And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as he gets this up past the 40-yard line. They'll stay on the ground. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. From the gun, it's Herbert. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Shotgun now for Herbert. There's that man again. Another catch.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Who else? Another catch for his favorite target.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
3rd and 6. Again, they'll throw with Herbert. He's got the open man. That's McConkey. 11 yards on the pass there. First down, L.A.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, they might be running out of time.
Herbert to the air again. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
Out of the gun, here's Herbert. The open man is Johnston. He's got it. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back. Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. And that defender's bearing down. You really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch. And in this case, what guys are unwilling.
Herbert to throw on 2nd down. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
Motion man is the tight end going right. Throwing is Herbert on 3rd down. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6? And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
After the field goal, he'll send this one away. Mostert now to return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense make their way out to take over once more. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
Throwing is Wentz. He's going to look for the home run ball. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up third down.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the fourth quarter.
That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. That catch puts him over the 100-yard mark here tonight, and it gives the team a first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator
to the goal line and in. Trey Tucker. Touchdown, Vegas. They get the job done in the air. Greg, that is a play we see often. It's also a play we see work very often.
Mike, that 4 vertical route, it puts a ton of pressure on the secondary. But in order to do that, you have to give your quarterback time for those receivers to get downfield. Give credit to the offensive line. That's exactly what they did. They're able to take advantage for the strike.
Now Carlson to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Raiders are able to cut the deficit to 10. We're going to get an onside kick.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
Throwing him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. And nowhere to go on that one. They lifted him up and threw him down behind the line.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Well, now a give on the ground, and he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up third down. They're going to motion the tight end over here. They'll drop to throw. He connects with Disley. Whistles here and a timeout. Defense going to take this one with 1:51 to go. Now for 1st and 10. Now a give up the middle. And he'll get 4 on this one. Down inside the 40-yard line now. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
You have a tight end motioning left here. And some problems communicating on third down, and that's going to be a delay. Yards are walked off. They face 3rd and long. Following the penalty, he'll run it. And he'll get this down inside the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 5 yards. Kicker now on for the field goal. Spotted at the 45. This is a 55-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And their lead will stay right where it is.
They're just trying to extend the lead here, and this is definitely one they're going to want to have back.
The home team's offense ready to get back at it. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. To throw, Wentz. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Now Wentz going up top. He's got it! And this is going to be a touchdown! Hold everything. They are not done yet.
And with that late score, it's going to give them a little bit of late life here, Mike. But remember, the next series of events is very unlikely. They need to get the onside kick and then likely a Hail Mary situation. So while they definitely have a little bit of a chance, I think it's pretty slim.
The kick is good. Important extra point. The difference is just 3, a field goal here in the 4th quarter. They need a recovery and a miracle here.
Illegal touching. Offense.
This is tough. You're trying to give your guys a chance and time it just right, but you have to hit it hard enough. This time, it doesn't go 10 yards. Not going to work out.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olsen and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say good night from Vegas.